Hello, this is PhoeMIX, and yes, that is PhoeMIX with an M. Yeah, you may think this is kind of a lame first video, but, I'm specifically doing this for the importance of it. Now, this is a message to Nintendo. Yes, you heard that right, Nintendo. Nintendo, if you are watching this video, please watch it from start to finish. And, if you, yes, you, are a viewer that is not Nintendo, you can still continue watching. It's fine. This is an awesome spin-off Pokemon idea that I had. I'm not a game developer or anything, but I had this idea. And I am asking Nintendo if they could possibly consider it for the future. They don't need to release it now or anything. They can release it in a few years or more if they want. But I am saying that they should at least consider the idea. Okay. Here it is. Simple question to you all. What is probably the greatest Pokemons? If you considered Arceus, you could be correct. But if you considered Mewtwo, you would be amazing, incredible. You read my mind. You may think I am acting strange, but trust me, I'm just being myself. Oh, and don't worry. I'll take off the mask and reveal my true form. Eventually, not now. The mystery shall forever remain. This mask just hides. This mask is just a persona. But don't worry. Alright. Cut to the game idea. Okay. So imagine Mewtwo had his own spin-off. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do this like a professional. I feel like I'm recording a home video. No, wait, I am. Nintendo. Okay. Mewtwo has his own spin-off game. So, what would it be called? Mewtwo, obviously, for Nintendo Switch. Rate E10 up. Why E10 up? Well, I am going to give pretty heavy spoilers for this game that doesn't exist. Parentheses, yet parentheses. So, but let's just talk about what I meant by E10 up. So, actually, you know what? Just talk about the story, then the gameplay. Okay, so, Mewtwo, this is non-canon, by the way. So Mewtwo was created by these guys, who were orchestrated by, Team Light. Team Light. Basically, they created Mewtwo in an attempt to, like, take the Earth for themselves, becomes the Earth ruler, as Mewtwo as their right hand. Now, of course, Mewtwo ain't having any of that, and, basically destroys the lab and, flies off, but before that he has to, like, beat up a bunch of thugs, and by thugs, I mean a bunch of thugs Pokemon. Now, the way that works is that the enemy characters will throw out their Pokemon, but not themselves. You get to fight the Pokemon, but not the people. When you defeat the Pokemon, those people would run away. Like, they just return to the Pokeballs and they get out of there. I don't really know what I'm acting like here. Though. And basically, once he escapes, he basically is. That's when the whole open world is at your fingertips, but, there's just one problem. They, kind of degraded all of Mewtwo's powers when he tried to run away. So basically, you're stuck with, the moves Psychic and Shadow Ball. You also have Flight Energy, but that only lasts for, like, 10 seconds in missions. And, though the Flight Energy recharges, like, really quickly. Actually, you know what? It lasts like 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's how long it lasts. So basically, Mewtwo, he has a skill tree, like most games, of course, and you get points by getting XP from completing side quests, missions, main story. Oh, and another thing, there are also, of course, costumes. The costumes are like basically most of them are unlockables. Some can be unlocked from side missions and side quests. One of them gets unlocked after you complete the game 100%, and one of them gets unlocked after the main story. I'll go into costumes a little more later. Okay, so Mewtwo basically. Now, how are you going to get your powers back in this game? Well, you're going to fight a bunch of Team Light Thugs. There are also some bosses. Not gonna spoil any of them though. Wait, actually, no, I need to spoil them because this game doesn't exist. The final boss is, the final boss is like, Arceus. Then there's a secret final boss, which is Mew. The first boss, though, is like, an Aggron who you fight about, 2 bosses later, who becomes a Mega Aggron. Higher difficulty, of course. Now, there are also, of course, towns and cities in this game, and, the way that works is that, one of the powers you get to unlock after completing one of the stations is the ability to disguise yourself as a human. Now, basically, the way this disguise ability works is that, like, Mewtwo, cloaks himself in this psychic energy stuff and, becomes human for, of course, a limited amount of time. Now, here's another one of the game's aspects that comes into play. The suspicion meter. The suspicion meter activates once someone or something is suspicious of you. And once you are no longer hidden, they will become confused and eventually frightened. They will, of course, call the police. Now, how the police work in this game is that Officer Jenny and some other cops come over, release their Pokemon, you have to fight them. If you beat their Pokemon, your crime meter fills up. Now, this means that they will come at you with more cops and more powerful Pokemon, eventually to the point where they're using Mega Garchomp. So yeah, pretty tough. So if you don't want to get absolutely destroyed, stay out of cities, or at least just stay out of cities once your cloaking becomes unusable. Now, let's get back to gameplay. So, as you absorb more powers, the powers you already have get, upgraded. For example, the flight energy gets boosted by 20 seconds each time you complete a, main story mission. And, as for your attacks, they become more powerful and can sometimes get greater effects and more chances of having those special effects. For example, Shadow Ball has a 30% chance to lower an opponent's defense stat, meaning that they can be hit harder and stuff. Oh, and by the way, this isn't like your normal Pokemon game. Pretty sure you already figured it out. It's like this open world action. Like that. So, okay, so back to the main story at least. So you'll be meeting several people and stuff, including Pokemon. You can of course talk to Pokemon since you're playing as a Pokemon yourself. Now, another thing you can do is you can basically with the flying power just go wherever you want. Seriously. Just when you go high and high and high, like, it's kind of like what happened to Mewtwo in the Genesect movie, just falls down. Oh, speaking of the Genesect movie, that's one of the bosses, and Mewtwo can Mega Evolve in this game. You actually have a choice of 2 Mega Evolutions that you can use, but, you can only have one on hand. You can switch between them, of course, but you can't switch between them in battle. One of them is, of course, the X one, which increases attack and defense. A good little upgrade to speed, and, a little bit to special attack and special defense. Your physical attack powers will be, of course, better, and, your appearance will change, yeah, obviously. As for the X formation, you will become Mewtwo. Wait, no, I messed up. As for the Pokemon Y Mega Evolution, your special attack and speed will be upgraded substantially. Basically, like, you become, like, extra fast. And, yeah. Now, each of these things have their own abilities. Mega X has the ability where you can, like, when enemies, like, attack you with physical damage, your physical damage gets boosted as well. And when in the Y form, if they attack you with special, your speed and special defense rise, but they also have a hidden ability too. With the Y form, if you go up, you actually have better flying powers, as well as a way to, go further into the sky. And with that, when you drop down and you suddenly pick up speed and dash through the air, you get more and more speed to the point where it's basically teleporting. Speaking of teleporting, there's obviously fast travel, side quests, yeah, upgrades, costumes, things already covered. So yeah, how about some of the other things, like, that crime meter thing. Now, another way you can get the crime meter to rise is using attacks on, like, just people, but they won't get hurt. It's kind of like Breath of the Wild, where if you attack someone, they won't actually get hurt, they just dodge out of the way. So that's what happens. If you do this to someone, your suspicion meter will immediately rise to level 10, and you will get hit with medium level hardness Pokemon. Now, of course, there's a difficulty setting where, on the easiest difficulty, enemies are, of course, easy to take out, but, your growth will happen slowly. If you're on the hard section, the hardness difficulty, enemies will be incredibly tough, but your growth, your upgrades and everything, will become much better. Alright, now we move on to, say, costumes. Now, this game has, like, several costumes. I don't really think they can put in that many costumes, since there's not really many ideas. But here are some of the ideas I've created for them. The evolution costume is the metal suit Mewtwo wore in the Strikes Back Evolution movie. You get this one once you complete everything 100%, for all those completionists out there. The Strike costume is the metal suit that Giovanni gave Mewtwo in the original Mewtwo Strikes Back movie. The shiny costume is exactly what it sounds like. Shiny Mewtwo. Just a color palette, but his eyes can also turn green, and the Mega Evolutions also change. And then there's some of the other suits, which are mainly just in there for references and not really story or anything. There's the Ketchum Suit, which is basically Mewtwo wearing Ash Ketchum's original outfit. outfit with hat, jacket, backpack, even his shoes. Yeah, what else is there? There's the, Mercenary Outfit, which is the outfit that Mewtwo wears at the beginning of the, which Mewtwo wears at, some of the, which, I can't talk, which Mewtwo wears at the beginning of the game up to the first boss, where, like, it's basically a black robe and, like, a metal mask. Now, yeah, those are some of the costume ideas. There could be more, but I can't really think of any for Nintendo. So, Nintendo, you're probably gonna have to come up with it. Okay. Now on to some more of the gameplay. During flight in the overworld, you can, like, move left and right. Speaking of flight, the way you activate it is, like, you push on 2 of the back shoulder buttons on your Nintendo Switch to rise up, and then push them again to, like, fly forward. Now, as long as you're holding those 2 shoulder buttons, you will fly smoothly. You can use the movement to move around, and then the camera to, like, change the way you're flying. Like, you can do flips and stuff. Now, if you unrelease one of those shoulder buttons, you will only be flying by exerting power out of one hand, basically meaning that now you're spinning around uncontrollably. Well, not really, because once you hit that shoulder button again, Mewtwo will pick back up and do, like, some sort of, like, cool flip or something, like these cool air tricks. So, yeah. Now, this is coming back to the 100% completion. Another thing you get from the 100% completion is, unlimited use of any of your abilities. Like, every single ability, you get unlimited use for it. For example, the Mega Evolution, it has a Mega Meter that dictates how long you can be in that evolution for. But if you 100% the game, you don't need to worry about it. You can turn it on and off as you please. Yeah, the only thing is that, that when you turn it off, it does actually have to, recharge back. So, be careful not to accidentally hit that button. As for the, abilities, your attacks get a 10% boost towards them, and the, flight gets used for, like, you're able to use the flight for about 120 seconds before it wears out. Now, another thing about the flight is that if you're flying too high, you can, fall damage. Fall damage is in practically every game. I mean, you gotta get used to it. So, yeah, if you're flying too high, you can get fall damage. Another thing that I really request to Nintendo for the consideration of this game is making, physics. Like, proper, good physics. Like, imagine the physics of, like, Breath of the Wild, where, like, Link basically ragdolls when he hits something. That's going to happen with Mewtwo too. However, one thing you can do to save yourself is, of course, use the flight power. So basically, you can fly from out of a ragdoll, and, like, it does this little spin animation, and then you're back up on your feet, aerial as ever, quick as quick. Now that would be cool. Okay. Now, another thing that I highly request for this game is, say, a photo mode. I mean, Mario Odyssey is a photo mode. Why not make it work for this game? I mean, that would be epic. Like, imagine the photos people would be sending on Instagram of their dope Mewtwo shots. Seriously. Just the coolest Mewtwo pictures you could ever imagine. I mean, artwork is cool, but, like, pictures from a game, I mean, different filters, glowy eyes, awesome abilities. There's no way you can trump that. Yeah. Yeah, and as for Mewtwo's voice, it's basically going to be as intimidating as ever. Maybe hire someone who sounds like, the original or something. I don't know, just, hire someone who sounds like Mewtwo. Like, something like that. Okay, haven't really actually talked that much about the main story. So, yeah, your whole basic idea is to stop Team Light from, basically, they're trying to make, like, another Mewtwo, like, another you. So you have to, like, basically shut down all their facilities, and at the end, they basically abandon the Mewtwo thing and just basically they just summon Arceus, capture it with a Master Ball, and then the way Pokeballs work in this universe is that if you are captured, you're basically under that person's, like, if you're captured, you basically are now, like, the friend of that person. You will, of course, adhere to their commands, and that's actually one of the ways you can get a game over. If you discover a Pokemon trainer and they put you on a Pokeball, you basically have to button mash to get out of the ball. If you don't, it shows the game over screen, but it shows the words, "You have been captured." So, yeah. Now, if I had to, like, say one way to no, actually, no, I didn't really come with a plan into this video. I'm kind of just saying stuff off the top of my... I mean, I did come into the plan with a game, but things I'd say... oh, and, you may find this as cliche, but, like, let me just say this, okay, you know what, just get back to the game. I'm sorry. God, this is cringy. Okay, so, Mewtwo basically has, of course, similar to the games, you have weaknesses. Mewtwo, of course, has Bug and Dark, the Psychic type weaknesses. I mean, why wouldn't he? So basically, yeah, and, yeah, one of the bosses is, like, a Mega Absol, so, that can really mess you up if you're not prepared with Aura Sphere. And, similar to the original Pokemon games, these moves can have, like, effects. With Aura Sphere, it's of course a following attack, which will track down your opponent and chase them until they're hit. Kinda like Hitman's briefcase. Yes. Hitman's briefcase. You know, just swings around over and over till it hits someone. Man, that's a good briefcase. Okay. So, yeah, another part of the main story is, like, sometimes you're, like, forced into stealth sections. One of the things you can do about these stealth sections is take the person and, like, use Psychic, yes, Psychic, the move, to basically put them to sleep. But there's a problem with this. Once they hit the ground, one person, the closest person to them, will be immediately sensing it. So basically, they will be sensing that something's up. They will check it, and if someone sees a person fall to the ground, they will immediately be notified of your location, and your suspicion level for why will rise to a 10. Then that's when you have to fight their Pokemon. You win because you're Mewtwo, but of course, these guys are prepared. The early battles are actually filled with a lot of Dark and Bug types. This is specifically to make the thing a little challenging, because do you really think they would go up with Growlithe against Mewtwo? No, they're not doing that. Because Team Light had already told them about the powerful Pokemon that had just escaped, and, like, there is no way they're sending some weak Pokemon against them. So, like, I mean, it's pretty... I mean, it's a pretty good AI system, I'd say. Now, like, another thing, like, about the main story is that, you can, like, so basically, you're not just dealing with Team Light, you're also dealing with the FBI, or, like, let's just say the police, who are basically trying to track you down and, capture you for Team Light. And, you don't want to be used as a weapon for Team Light. So you also have to, basically, you take away the power from the police station. And, like, you basically... So this, of course, upgrades your power by taking away the energy from the police station. They can't use their radios or anything to call for backup. So, yeah, that's one of the, bases that you can, like, go against. Now, another thing you can do in this game is, like, let me see. What's another idea? So, much of the early game is spent, like, hiding and, being chased by, Team Light, grunts. Now, you get to the admins, who have much more powerful Pokemon, as well as Pokemon that can, hurt you. Dark types and bug types, of course. Now, there are also Pokemon that you have advantages against that you fight, but those ones are mainly the ones with much, much higher levels and much better moves to make it a challenging experience. Now, the main thing I want for this game is to make you feel like Mewtwo, to make you feel like a Super Saiyan god. So, like, that's why you're getting all this abilities and stuff, as well as the Mega Evolution and everything. Now, yeah, so basically, it does have, like, now, let's just, talk about, say, like, maybe one or two things before I end the video. I mean, sure, I haven't really thought that much, but, I mean, I'm asking Nintendo to make this game, so, it's really their choice on what they want to do with it. So, another thing about this, game is that, like, you do get some allies, of course, along with you. One of them is, like, one of them is, well, of course, one of them is, like, an investigator who, thinks that, like, who is trying to prove Team Light's crimes and everything. And, they're not really having some success, and that's where you come in. Or Mewtwo comes in. So basically, you have to, like, go to, like, base camps of, Team Light operations and, like, beat their thugs and destroy the camp. That way, and, then you'd collect records and then give them to, the investigator. After your first mission for her, she tells you that she is Julie Argums. And, she has been working with the FBI to try to prove Team Light's evilness. Of course, they've had a bit of trouble because Team Light is like a multi-trillion-dollar company across the entire region. Now, this region that you're playing is of course a made-up region called Rarus. 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 Now, like, yeah, so you get allies along the way, recruit new powers, defeat base camps, and all that stuff. Now, of course, I probably mentioned this before, side quests. There are, of course, many side quests to do in the game. Ones that can offer EXP, new costumes, character help. Yeah. I'll talk about, like, two of the side quests. One of the side quests is to, basically stalk someone who they believe may be a Team Light, grunt. Now, you end up stalking the person and you find out that they are actually one of the more elite members of this organization. And basically, they chase you and find out that you are like the person they were searching for, because you, in that stealth moment, were actually disguised as a human. But Team Light has things that can counter your abilities. So you end up fighting him and his Mega Blaziken, and supposing you win, the guy offers you a costume known as the Rebel costume. This Rebel costume is basically like it's like wait, actually no. The Rebel costume is like it's kind of like this fabric and metal suit, which it kind of looks like a ninja costume or something like that. And he gave you this to basically show his appreciation. And now the Rebel costume is actually designed off of Blaziken's appearance. Yeah. So it's basically like you get a Blaziken costume for completing a mission to go against a guy with a Mega Blaziken. Now, each costume has its own abilities. The Rebel costume, as I showed you before, has the ability where it suppresses 50% of damage from fire-type attacks. Now, if you're in a place or part of the region where fire-type Pokemon enemies are constant, then it is useful to have this suit on. Now, of course, you can mix and match abilities however you want, because, being forced to wear a specific suit just to get that ability, that's kind of annoying. So, yes, kind of like Spider-Man PS4, you get to mix and match suits with abilities. So, yeah. Alright, so another one of the side quests involves, you end up, this one is, actually a side quest at the end of the game, where, someone tasks you with finding clues for some sort of mysterious Pokemon that they reported seeing. Now, you end up following all the clues, battling some, rejected Team Light grunts and everything. You go to a mysterious cave, and there you find Mew. You do battle with Mew, and he gifts you the strike suit, the metal suit that I was talking about earlier. The suit from Mewtwo Strikes Back. Okay, so that's the end of my version. Of course, Nintendo, please consider this a game, and I'm not telling you to make it now. You can make it in a few years or more if you want, but please do consider it. And this is a message to the viewers. Most YouTubers ask for subscribers and views just because they want it, but me, I don't do that. I'm asking for you to subscribe, like, and comment to show your appreciation.
And your breakfast is here.
To show your appreciation for this video. Alright. Peace.